you don't want yours right now, that's okay too. But I did do the oils, and then I think there was only one person that wanted to spray, so I just still have to do the spray. But yeah. That one's mine, but yeah, those are the same. Okay, here we go. Wow, I opened it up to magic and extraterrestrial. Okay, haven't got this thing. Let's see. Olivia. I knew this was going to be big. Girl, okay, yeah, so this is probably going to be a trauma, or trauma warning, trigger warning, trigger warning. We have fire disaster, forest fire. Yeah, trigger warning for some people here. We have industry, manufacturer, health issues, and it's in between hypochondriac and infection. We have sexual assault. It's in between victim and bystander. No, it's going towards bystander, okay. We have obsession and obsessive lover, adventurer, crusader, wisdom keeper, well informed, the woman with the owl. We have the law, and it's in between lawmaker and law enforcement. Peacemaker, mediator. Secret society, it's in between Freemason and Rosicrucian. We have burn, persecution. Imprisonment, freed. Religious brainwashing. Oh yeah, dude. Childhood trauma, abused. Destruction, helpless maiden. Oppression, oppressor. Wild West settler. Ice disaster, hail. Wasn't there another death? Maybe not. Astral experiences, out-of-body experiences, loss of a loved one, death. Saintly, martyr and savior or hero, it's in between the two. And wealth acquisition. And then abusive relationship, abused slash enabler. And then we have nature worship, and it's in between Druidism and Francianism. Francian mysticism. Wow. You have like wow. This is a whole lot here. Wow. Okay. Hmm. Crusader. God. I feel like you were like a child of war. Oh yeah, forest fire. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Work slave. Manufacturer. Yeah. Mm, mm. Is it okay to use the pendulum for yes or no? This reading. I already know the answer. It's no. Okay. Hmm. Once I get it, I'll get it. I need to separate these where they go together. Oh man, is that her parents? Yes, baby. Of course. Of course. Hey, baby. I'm just doing it. Yeah, I'm just doing. I'm in a channel, so you can't talk so much. But you can come on my bed. You can clear off a spot on my bed quickly. Oh gosh, that's really bad. Yeah. That's worse than talking. Mm, that's really bad. Wait. Oh yeah, 10. Okay. Okay. Gotcha. Settler. Okay. 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 Acquisition. I think the acquisition is like I think that was like the time of money. Settler. This is in America. Okay. I feel like your fat belly for law enforcement. Pop it back. Pop it back. Bend that. Just, hmm. Don't say that. Okay. This is definitely somewhere in America. Okay, and it's not like right when we first settled. It's like a little while after we got here. Um, because they already had law enforcement, unless if this is like the English, I don't know. There was some type of manufacturer. There's a company that had like they made stuff or something like this. They were making stuff. Let's see. What is the Crusader? That's where they went on crusades. Okay, 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 okay. So, this is so fucked up. You guys came to a land, okay, it was already settled on, but you guys got a piece of land. This is when you were a child. You were like a baby, or you weren't born yet. No, you weren't born yet. Your mother had you when you were there in the land. I'm not sure where you guys came from, but wherever you came from, it was like the land part. Like you guys weren't part of like a big town or a big thing like that. It was like you were part of living off the land. We have nature worship here, so I feel like you guys had like your parents had a very, very, very wise, religious up. Like they brought you up. They had the very, very good religion. Like not when it comes to religion, it wasn't religion. It was like it was nature worship. Okay, you respected the masculine and feminine energies of everything. Um, your mother did anyway. No, I think your mother, and your father. They were very much so lovers. They were very kind. They would give the shirt off their back for anybody. They wanted to only leave their land because they wanted to, it was very cold there. It was very cold there, like super cold, and they wanted to kind of like adventure. Where you can see it now too, in America, where they came from or where they're going. Oh, Iceland or something, I think. What? Right, I just said that. Yeah, that's what I said. Um, and wherever they went, there's law enforcement there. Like there's already the government is already established. This has got to be like north, above the Mason-Dixon line. Yeah, it's not before then. I know what happened. I'm reading. I'm in the timeline to tell them what happened. Okay, well maybe that's weird, but okay. Well, this is a real story. Okay, so don't tell me that your story because if it fits, it fits. But don't tell me that it'll mess my mind up and it'll make me think it's something that's not. Okay, and that's awesome. But I have a lot to go. I have a lot more to go. Okay, thank you. So they bought a plot of land. Okay, they bought a plot of land. They came from somewhere that was really, really cold, and they kind of had like where they were from. They really respected the seasons because winter was like winter. You know what I mean? Like there was no, hey Amber, oh my gosh, it's been a while. Like you really had to harvest before the winter. Like you had to really get all your stuff together and like create can your vegetables or whatever. You had to do a lot of preparation before winter came. And they kind of wanted to get out of that type thing. And wherever they ended up in the woods still. Like they bought a plot of land in the woods, but at the same time it was near some type of town or like, a town or a village or whatever. It was a town. It was definitely a town. And they brought with them this religion, or not this religion, but this way of living that was like living off the land. Well, everything was living off the land then, but at this point, whatever age this was, there was stores. There was general stores. There were stores that you could buy your clothes. There were stores where you could buy your food. And so they were kind of like going off of everyone that's in their house, farming their own food to like you go into town and you get what you want. Okay, this is like the people that have money. Okay, yeah, this is the people that have money. The rich people are the people that are the ones that want to buy everything from the stores and they don't want to they're not gonna dig no plow or whatever. They're not gonna plow no land or anything like that. So this where you ended up was a place of there was like the center place, which was like for the richer people, and then there was like a little bit of outskirts, which was for the poorer people, but that were like stacked up on each other, kind of. And then there was for the people that were out on the lands, and that's where y'all were. Y'all were out on the lands, and whatever type of like lovingly like belief system, like I feel like it's Rosicrucian. Okay, look up the Rosicrucians. They believed in pretty much everything I do, kind of. Um, I feel like they came and brought this new energy in that was not presented to the place before. Okay. Now there's this owner of this manufacturer. I don't know if this is like what manufacturer this is. It's like clothes or something like that. It might be shoes. It's a shoe, probably a shoe manufacturer. And he's like, he runs the town. Like he's the boss. He runs everything type of thing. And everyone kind of falls in line. Well, it's close. It's close. It's close, okay, because what's happening here is that's what I was getting with the clothes. It's where you bring this knowledge of creating your own clothes, okay? And so, your parents, I mean, your parents. Maybe. Hmm, never mind. It was you that was over here with your husband. Okay, so you had not had a baby yet. This is you, not your mother. Your mother, this was your mother's idea. Your mother's dream was for her to, for you to get off the land, get off the Iceland. It could be the Iceland. It could literally be Iceland. Um, and to go across to the new world. You know what I mean? To go across to the new world because there's so much for this world to see. There's not much there to see. So it could have even been Greenland or something like that. I don't know that you guys lived on. But so you go, and then you don't have any kids yet. You don't have any kids. You don't have any kids at all, I don't think actually. Yeah, you don't have any kids at all. So, but you go with the person that you were meant to marry or that you were married. So you already went over there with a man, like you have a husband or something. I'm going out. I just came in there. Okay, well, you can stand here if you want. So. Well, he says something. Okay, all right, love you. Um, so yeah, y'all come in having no clue what this is like, right? Y'all just coming in like just free loving, just because the people out there didn't have any control. It was like everyone lived on their own. They didn't have like a thing where they were being controlled by a bigger thing. You know what I mean? It was like completely natural out there. 100% just natural living. Um, and so that was your mom's dream and like you did it because she wanted you to have that, so you did. Well, you're young, okay? Like super young, like not super super long. I don't know, like maybe 15, no, 18 or something like that, but you were like mature for an 18-year-old now. Like it was like you were an adult almost kind of like that. Like you were pretty adultish. And you come over here and you bring this fresh new like happy and joy and like wonder because you're over here like I'm from this freezing ice rock. Like there's nothing, there's no nature. There's like this is like you're just the joy and the happiness of like seeing the wonders of the new world was like was very contagious. Okay. So you're contagiously spreading this joy. Thank you, Derek. Contagiously spreading this joy and this like this all for the beauty of everything of life. Oh, okay. And you get there, you get the house, but you start building the house. You don't even have a house, and everyone's like, "You can't just live out there in the woods without a house." And you're like, "Oh, well, we'll be fine. We'll make it." Like you were very optimistic, okay, super optimistic. Like y'all could do whatever you wanted to do. If you could live in the place that you lived with like no life and no nothing, this was perfectly fine. Like you guys didn't have to worry about getting bundles of furs to cover your bodies so you don't freeze to death in the middle of the night. Like you guys were okay. You probably were maybe somewhat a little bit, maybe like Virginia. I'm kind of getting Virginia is the place. Like Virginia is where this is at. And so you have this rich manufacturer guy that owns the town and he knows everything about everybody, okay? There's like spies that, ride down the dirt roads and because you bought the piece of land and who you bought it from, like they know everybody that comes into their new little thing or their state or their governor. What if he could have been a governor or mayor or something? I don't know. But everyone works for this manufacturing company. That's the only reason why people come to this town is to work for this job. Okay, that's where everyone works. All the jobs are from there. And y'all don't even need a job. Like y'all have no plans to get a job. So he offers your husband a job. Like, okay, boy, you're gonna come work for me. And it's like, no, we're just gonna live, like we don't need a job. And they are like, what? Like everyone would be begging to work for my manufacturing company. And he just turned them down nicely, like, like, no, thank you. Well, how are you going to get money? And you know what I mean? And he's just like, that's not, we'll figure it out. You know what I mean? We'll do what we got to do. I think your husband planned it on, like, he was like some type of really good with wood or something like that. And you had Grizzly Mountain. Coulter what? Oh, Grizzly Mountains and Coulter. Hey, Andrea, how are you, honey? So, okay, the town is Coulter, so take that down. That's what Trent's saying. It's based out of Grizzly Mountains. Okay, so Grizzly Mountains. Okay, write that down. Anyway, so he turns him down for that, and like I said, you have a way of like getting the people of the land that are next to you out in these wood things. Okay, Trenton says hi and bye or something. Bye or hi.
Bye, everybody. Just know, y'all just have an amazing day. If that, even might. I just hope the best on you.
Such a good baby. Good girl.
What?
I said, I'm good girl. She asked me how I was doing.
Oh, I thought you just said you're a good girl. I was like, what?
No, but can you hand me that peanut brittle over there? I need some sugar. Thank you.
You should probably drink like a couple cans of root beer. Bye.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah. Also, in about like 2 years after that, they're gonna end up going to this place in the Greenland.
Yeah, that's where they came from. Cute. That's where they
came from the Greenland?
Yes, they lived somewhere like the Greenlands. Yes. Oh. Me too, girl. Oh no. Here. Num num num. Live vicariously through me. Way bad for your teeth anyway, so you're welcome. That's funny that these came out because so the lady I dog sitted for, they went to Savannah, Georgia, and they got me this. They gave it to me. Okay. You guys never saw like corruption before, you and your husband. The people on the land outside of you started trying to not work for him anymore either. So you guys were spreading your way of, we don't have to work for this manufacturer to live. Like, look at these people who are doing it. You know what I mean? They're making it. The woman is making clothes and selling clothes on the little corner or whatever. Or she'd take her little cart down the road and sell her little husband's trinkets and stuff. Like, they didn't understand the control of working for the job. You didn't. Sorry. And you had such an amazing belief system. Now, this is the only thing that I'm going to look up to show you and it has nothing to do with the past life. I'm going to tell you what the Rosicrucians believe. And what their religion, what the beliefs of them are. Can you give me an overview of what the Rosicrucians believed in the late 17th or early 18th century? Can you give us an overview of what the Rosicrucians believe in? Whoops, that was not spelled right. Rosicrucian. I did not know what y'all was talking about until just now. I'm not. Y'all get the sweet tooth on when you get your periods? That's strange. Alright, here we go. Maybe I do too. I always have a sweet tooth, but I don't know.
Rosicrucianism is a spiritual and philosophical tradition said to have arisen in late medieval Europe, though much of its mythos places its origins in ancient Egypt, Atlantis, or other ancient mystical sources. The Rosicrucians are often associated with secret wisdom, esoteric knowledge, alchemy, and the hidden teachings of the universe. Here are some core aspects of Rosicrucian thought and influence. Origins and mythology. Founding texts. The movement publicly emerged in the early 17th century with the publication of 3 anonymous manifestos. Fama Fraternitatis, 1614. Confessio Fraternitatis, 1615. Chemical Wedding of Christian Rosenkreutz, 616. Christian Rosenkreutz, the legendary founder, said to have been initiated into secret wisdom in the East before founding the Rosicrucian order in Europe. Core beliefs. Esoteric Christianity. Emphasis on an inner, mystical understanding of Christianity. Alchemy and transmutation, both physical and spiritual alchemy, transforming base nature into gold, enlightenment. Divine wisdom, Sophia, a veneration of divine feminine wisdom, often hidden or suppressed in mainstream religions. Universal harmony, belief in the interconnectedness of all life and the cosmos through sacred geometry, numerology, and hermetic laws. Symbols and practices. Rosy cross, Rosicrucian cross. A rose placed in the center of a cross, symbolizing the unfolding of spiritual consciousness through suffering and transformation. Sacred geometry. Use of geometrical symbols to reflect divine order, e.g. Vesica Piscis, flower of life. Initiation and silence. A path of inner initiation rather than external membership. Secrecy is part of preserving the sacred. Modern influences and orders. The original Rosicrucian order never fully materialized as a public group, but many modern esoteric organizations claim Rosicrucian heritage. Am-Orc, Ancient Mystical Order Rosicrucis. The Rosicrucian Fellowship, Fraternitas Rosicrucis. Golden Dawn and Thelema, which absorbed Rosicrucian and Hermetic teachings. Connection to other traditions. Rosicrucianism often overlaps with or feeds into Gnosticism, Hermeticism, Kabbalah, Freemasonry, alchemical traditions, mystery schools of Egypt, Greece, and Atlantis. If you'd like, I can.
Thank you, Craig. Now, can you explain an overall view of what the Francian mysticism is? Okay, you don't have to go into like where it began or anything, just kind of go on what the beliefs are. Because it's a mix between these two. So what I'm seeing is that you came in and saw how the people were so oppressed, okay? They were super oppressed by this guy and by this ruler or whatever, this manager or this whatever he was, mayor, whatever, he owned the manufacturing company. It was corrupted. And like you saw that as soon as you saw his reaction to your husband saying no, and then you guys walked around and you would listen to the people, you especially, you love the people. You wanted to get to know the people. You were like the one, they were like, oh my gosh, I can't believe she's bringing over a dish of food. Or like you were really just like wanted to get to know the people and see how they were doing and see how people were living around here. You know what I mean? Let me read it.
Absolutely, Miranda. Here's a focused overview of Franciscan mysticism based purely on its core spiritual beliefs and mystical worldview without diving into the historical timeline. Core essence of Franciscan mysticism. Franciscan mysticism is rooted in radical love, humility, and unity with all creation. It's a path of embodied, heart-centered spirituality that sees the divine not as distant, but intimately present in all life, especially the simple, the poor, and the natural world.
Yeah.
Foundational beliefs. 1. God is love, and love is everywhere. Divine presence is not hidden in the heavens. It is woven into all creation.
Mm-hmm.
To love anyone or anything purely is to touch God directly.
Mm-hmm.
The mystical path is not just about prayer or ecstasy. It is about how you live in love. 2. Creation is the first scripture. Nature is a sacred revelation as holy as any text. The sun, moon, animals, but even wind and water are seen as siblings and reflections of God. Beauty and simplicity are doorways into divine encounter. 3. Radical humility and kinship with the poor. Humility is not self-hatred. It's deep alignment with the truth of your soul. There is spiritual gold in the lowly, the marginalized, and the forgotten. Serving others with love is a mystical act. 4. Christ as the cosmic pattern. Christ is not just Jesus of Nazareth. It is the eternal blueprint through which God expresses love in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus reveals what we all are, divine and human, capable of embodying love through suffering and compassion.
Mm-hmm.
Number 5, joyful simplicity. Detachment is not about ascetic punishment. It's about freedom to fully love. The mystic delights in the ordinary. A bird's song, a breeze, a shared meal. Joy is sacred. 6, woundedness as a gateway to union. Mystical union comes not by escaping pain, but by embracing it as sacred. Suffering is not punishment. It is often the doorway into divine intimacy. The cross is not a symbol of shame, but of love that holds nothing back. How it feels in the body and soul. Warm, open-hearted presence.
Okay. So, very much so, you cared about the little man, okay? About the poor. You saw this wealth over here, how they controlled everybody, and the people were so bogged down by control and religious control, okay? A religious control that kept feeding fear. The priest that worked in this town, was like evil and angry and just like bam, 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 bam. You know what I mean? Like so, like there's no love in anything. And then so you guys went to the church to see what was going on. It was horrible. It was horrible. You're like, this is not love. This is not love. So you went preaching. You're still Christian type energy, okay? But it was like Christ energy. It was like Christ consciousness, or Christ, how they show up in humility with how people are poor, but they will help people and give them something that they don't even have to give. Like you always see the poor that help the poor. You know what I mean? The people that have been like down are the ones that help. And you see these higher up snoozy people with everything they could ever need or want, and they don't help anybody. And you saw that, and you were like you guys could not freaking believe this. Your energy started spreading like wildfire across the land, okay? And it started changing these people. I'm talking about it. They didn't want to work anymore. They didn't have the energy to work anymore. They didn't have like the drive to go to that place and work anymore like that. Like it was just like you freed them just with love, like with like showing compassion. Like y'all showed up with like a old ass vehicle or horse and buggy, and you didn't have much, but you made stuff. Like the nature around them, they forgot what the earth had provided for that for humanity, just in the earth, like the trees, like everything could be used, and you taught them that. So that was less stuff that they had to buy, and then less things that they felt like they had to get. And some of these people oh my gosh, some of these people were trapped because they said, if I give you this piece of land, then you have to work for my thing until you die. But because he was promised, like the men were promised that their family would own the land, they did it. Little do they know that they never got the land. The land never went into their family because it was wife and kids that were left over. They didn't know better than to go to the mayor or to the freaking guy that owned everything and say, hey, you owe me the land. And this could even be the government at this point. I don't know. But this guy works for the government. It's like all connected. So, and the law enforcement, there was no law enforcement there. There was, but it was corrupt. Everything was corrupt. Okay. So, you got to know all the people. You got to know all the women. You got to know all the children. You got to know all the husbands. Like, y'all were like, they would have made y'all king and queen if they could have, right? I think everybody loved you guys. You were a mediator between everything, okay? Hey, Cindy. Well, then one day you are hearing a girl scream, okay? This is like not far from your plot of land or whatever, okay? And you guys had the money to buy the land right out, so they couldn't use you. That's why when they came to offer you that job and you didn't take it, they were like, what do we do? You know what I mean? Like, how can we get them or whatever? So they tried, but it didn't work. So you hear this girl screaming, right? And the ladies have been telling you about how there's this group of men that come around on horses that are patrolling, that are here to protect everybody and make sure that there's no bandits out there, because there was like some type of bandits, could have been Native Americans even. So you got the white folk that are riding around to protect you guys from the natives or whatever, right? Come to find out, they were the ones that were baiting the natives anyway to make them like that, right? So this woman is like, she's screaming like, no, 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 and she doesn't have a husband. This is one of the ones that you really wanted to work with. It was this, because she was a widowed wife, okay? I don't know if the wars were going on. There was some type of war maybe or something like that, but her husband died. Oh no, I think it was yeah. So it was an accident in the mill, in the whatever this is, like this clothing mill or whatever. There was an accident and he got like his arm cut off and he died, right? Her husband did. And so you took sympathy upon them. And they said that, like, she was like, we're going to lose our house. Like, we don't have the money. Like, now that we're not working, and now that my husband's not working for them anymore, now they're like, now they're trying to say that we have to come up with the money ourselves, when in the contract, her husband was told that he was going to get the land, that the wife would get the land in the event that he died. And that's how I know that, because that's what happened. That's how you know that in the life, because this was happening to her. You spent a lot of time with this one woman. And so you told her that you guys were going to help her. You know what I'm saying? Like, you would help her. And if he did ever kick you off the land with her and her son, that y'all could come stay with them, because you own your land. You know what I mean? So you had this whole entire like community here that had your back, right? Okay. Well, you hear her scream, and this is like, I don't know, she's screaming pretty loud, right? And then, so you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know what his name was, but your husband, you're like, go, go, go. I think that's the lady right over here. So he's like, I don't know if he gets on a horse. It's like the property diagonal from you. But in order to get there, the road's longer than just going through the woods. But the woods are like it's so dense that you'd be barely walking through it. You wouldn't be able to run. So you took the horse around to there. Oh God. She's like screaming like, no, 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 leave my daughter alone. Take me, take me. So you're not providing anything for this land, so this is how you're gonna pay. This is how you're gonna pay what your husband owes, because he's dead now. This is what's owed. And she fought it. She fought it. And then when she fought him, like, I think she like whacked him or like elbowed him or something in the lip, he got really mad and he went towards her daughter. That was like 7. And she's like screaming. And there was another guy trying to hold her down. And she's like screaming, like, no, 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 like, leave my daughter alone. Just take me, take me, take me. And he didn't. He still went after the daughter. But your husband got there. And before he could even get up close enough, he's like, hey, get the fuck, get off of her. Ooh, I didn't know he was a fighter like that, though. He had some type of like a bat or like some type of stick or something like that. And like he rode by and was like whack, like hit, like he was riding his horse and he like whacked him like that really, really hard, and he went and like hit his head back and like flung off the little girl. Good motherfucker. Mm. And he was like, if you don't get on your horse right now and leave, then I'll put you on there in a body bag type thing. Ooh, this was like the guy's this was the freaking big wig's freaking son. The little girl was okay. She had been traumatized though. He didn't actually get in there, but he was like close. He had already like ripped her like whatever those things were off and scratched up her legs and stuff, and like was holding her down on her shoulder, and she had a dislocated shoulder. The little girl did. Mm. So the next day, you went into town to get to the law enforcement, okay? Little do you know the law enforcement ain't the law enforcement. Are you still here? I want to make sure that you're still here, that you're getting this, Olivia. Let me know, or at least just keep liking the live so I can see that you're still listening. So yeah, this is really bad. So you went in to go, like, tell them, like, this is what happened, okay? Like, this is what happened to this woman. There needs to be retribution. We know who it was. It was the whatever son. He, came in and told him that you guys supposedly promised, and the contracts are on the paper that this land would be given to them if the husband were to ever die, and yada yada yada. And they were like, okay, I will talk to you, young lady. I will talk to the higher ups, and I will figure out what's going on, and I will get back with you, and I will pull him into custody as soon as I can. Okay. That's what he tells you. Okay. So you go home thinking that, you've gotten you got a pretty good deal or whatever. And when you're even leaving the town, you see in the distance that's toward your home, smoke, just smoke everywhere. Like, huge, it's a black smoke, just black, big smoke. You see it so big. It's miles away. Like, you had to ride for like a while, but to even get there, and you just see smoke just rise up like so much, and like your heart sank. Like you just was like, it like sunk, and so you start running, like you're running as fast as you can, to get back to the land to see what's going on there.
Love you so, so, so much. Thank you for buying this for me. All I did was clean up the back of your shirt.
I love you too. Thank you. I'm trying to keep my energy block in here. So you're rushing and rushing and rushing, 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 right? To get back to the land. And you already know, you're just like, you're screaming. And not just for your own husband, like you're screaming for all of the people. Like, you love all these people. Like, you know that they're the little man, and that they need protection. And you've been teaching them this new religion. You know what I'm saying? Like, not this new religion, but this new way of like a love, of like teaching everyone that everyone is connected, and God's divine love is within everything. Well, good. I'm glad they did. So you get back. Oh my God, that's fucking horrible, dude. Mm, hold on 1 second. I feel like I'm missing something here. They burnt it all to the ground. They burnt the whole entire everyone's property to the ground. All their houses, all their homes, everything. They burnt it to the ground. Anybody that was taken, there was a lot of deaths, but there was some people that were taken into the jail. So you kind of like knew that you needed to hide because the people that already lit the fire was obviously there. I guess that woman that you were trying to protect, that your husband was trying to protect, and her daughter, she had been, she had lived there for a long time. Like, she was from there. She was raised there, right? and the mayor, whatever's son, was always like obsessed with her, and she never. She was some type of like nurse or something. I can't tell if that's you. Oh my god. I was about to shuffle for another card, and I picked every card up except for this one card on the ground. Oh my god. Ritual sacrifice, ritual priest. Ritual sacrifice, ritual priest. That's what it was. I said, I'm missing something. Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't know why they weren't catching you and putting you in jail right away. No. You were the nurse. Okay. They put the forest on fire, but they didn't tell anybody that. They didn't, that was secret. Nobody knew that it was these, the rich people or whatever that were doing it. Of course, it started with her house, that girl. Helpless maiden, destruction. It started with her. And your husband was watching over that. Okay, was watching over her. You knew that you needed to have him watch over her house while you were gone to the town. Okay? And so he was watching over her when they came up. I feel like I keep hearing redcoats, but they're not redcoats because we're in America. Oh well. Virginia. Okay. Well, isn't that where some of the first settlers was? Virginia? We were just talking about this the other day. What's that place called? Jamestown? Maybe this is like that. Or in it. No, they didn't have no priests, I don't think. I'm gonna be a little bit further back. I don't know. This wasn't when it first happened because they didn't have no women. This is like after it first happened. Anyway. It wasn't too long because there had not been a full-blown religious whole environment. It was just one church with one priest. And he was crooked as shit. Alcoholic, drunkard, sick motherfucker. But if you didn't go to church on Sunday, you were looked at like something was wrong with you. Did you go back in the bag? No. I guess it did. Their husband stays to watch her. Later on, he's patrolling the area. He comes back a little bit too late. He hears some people running on the horses. And they had threw in a stick that was on fire. Threw it in the window. He hears a crash of a window. He runs around her. And goes in there and gets the girl and gets the wife or the mom out of the house. But the mom died protecting her daughter. She was laid over her daughter. Oh, the smell. Why am I? Oh no. I think I just got my last Claire, which is a smell Claire. Claire sentience or whatever. Oh man. Oh my god. Okay, so her whole back is like, oh god. It's all burnt up. The girl's leg was laying out though. So when he got her out, her leg was so bad burnt. I mean, it was so bad. The girl's leg was like really bad burn off. He still dragged the mom out there, but she was gone. They ran off. They ran off, but then they didn't because they. Oh my god, they did it together. Oh, they ran off, and after doing that, because they thought for surely she was dead. The forest fire still, it spread. It spread all over all the homes, including y'all's. Animals were dying. It spread so hot. This was like the middle of summertime. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! No, oh, that's how. Okay, yeah. So that okay. So then they had took some people prisoner, right? Because okay, there was like a revolt, like a revolt, like a revolution. When this happened, they knew it was the guy. They knew it was the maker, the big guy, the big wig. They knew it was him that did this fire. Okay, because all the townspeople was talking, like all of the people that lived on the land were had been talking and helping each other. Like you guys created the community that they actually talked before they didn't talk. Now they're talking and stuff. Okay, so they knew, and the word spread like wildfire, and everyone quit working. They didn't go back to work. They did not go back. Not even that. Not even the people just in the woods. People that lived in the town stopped working. They boycotted it. They boycotted this freaking manufacturing company because of what they did, and that lady died. Her daughter was in the freaking hospital, like with a bad, like her leg was all burnt, and it was infected. Like it got real bad infected. You don't even know if she's gonna make it or not. So you were in there. You did refuse to leave her side because you were her mother's friend. Like you were the only one that she trusted. You were the only one that she would go with. So you would not leave her side. You stayed with her the whole time. And like at this point now, like they know, like your husband is so distraught with everything that's happening that he is out there preaching to everybody, getting everybody to boycott, getting everyone to like protest or something like that. He's out there teaching the way of everything is one and God is within us all and it's not fear that you should live off of and this man is controlling you. Like he had some balls. Like he did not care at all. Okay? He did not care. And you weren't really too worried about him. I mean, you kind of were, but you weren't. You were in here, like, not leaving this child's side. Oh, God. And then I hear like a commotion, like we hear a commotion outside of the hospital little room or whatever. It's not a hospital. It's like a little bit bigger than a house. It's like I don't know what it is. Like it's not really a hospital. It's just like a building, a wooden building. But there's like a square, like a town square, and you hear all the commotion, and it sounds like the people are mad. Sounds like they're mad because remember I said the people would like king and queen you guys, like put you in a king because of how much you've changed and how much you've changed their ways of thinking and stuff like that. You guys completely changed the way that they thought about things. And next thing you know, you're like, what is going on? You had a feeling and you go out there and your husband's like in handcuff, like tied behind his back. And he's got like his head held up high and he's like, you ain't, you know what I mean? Like you're not, I don't care what you do, like kill me if you want to, but we've put a stamp here. Like we've made a difference here. So you can't kill that off. I feel like you knew not to say something, like you knew not to like freak out, even though they knew about you, I'm sure. They did kill him. They burnt him, and it had to do with the church. They made it about the church because the church was, this priest was fine with taking the blame for it. He said, what he's preaching is devil's tongue. What he's preaching is going to take you all to hell. What he is talking about is what is called something C. It's heresy. It's heresy. All of you that have heard this tongue they're going to rot in hell, and you need to scrub your soul clean from this devil's tongue. Da 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 da. And so here, I'm going to burn it away for you. And you're just like, ooh. Like you had to hold your mouth shut. You were like holding your mouth closed, like, because you didn't want to scream. But they were all like, no, it's not. You're the devil. Like everyone was talking back to the priest, like saying like, you're just a murderer. You're killing him out of ritual, out of sacrifice. You're sacrificing him because he's speaking the truth. And da 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 da. Oh, because he freed them. He freed them. He went in there to free them. And that's why. He went in there to free the ones that were in the prison. Again, I don't know why this guy doesn't want you to know that he's the bad. He doesn't want some people to know that they're the bad guys, that he's the one that's making all this crap happen. It's like he's been obsessively watching you.